How to make a resume for an engineer in 2024. I read a lot of information about making resumes online, but I didn't find any article that said how to correctly make a resume for an engineer. In today's video, I will talk about 5 mistakes that every engineer who wants to beat all their competitors should avoid. I'm Alex, a professional engineer with over 15 years of experience, certified professional career coach, and a certified professional resume writer. The first mistake most engineers make, and what nearly all write in their articles, is your skills. Ask Google or ChatGPT to list the top 10 skills, for example, for a drilling engineer. Mostly you see soft skills like communication skills, negotiation skills, project management, time management, and so on. Unfortunately, I have to disappoint you. That is bullshit. This is one of the main differences between an engineer's resume and the resume of a sales manager, a bank employee, and many other professions. Experienced and competent engineers are distinguished by hard skills, not soft skills. I will not argue, and even I always say this, communication skill is one of the most valuable skills in the modern world. But that's why having this skill is taken for granted. It becomes like a basic skill for any good specialist. And just writing communication skills in a resume doesn't actually strengthen your resume. If you want to show in a resume that you have good communication skills, then write achievements where you can demonstrate these. For example, enhanced global engineering communication, cutting technical response time by 30%, demonstrating effective cross-cultural communication, and concrete project results. The second mistake is the template of your resume. Now there are a huge number of resume builders and beautiful templates created by designers. I do not dispute, many of them look very nice, but there is one problem: they do not work. I'm a certified professional resume writer and a member of the American Association of Resume Writers and Career Coaches, and I can say no professional resume writer will ever use such resume templates. And then people use a scale to rate their skills in their resume. It looks very unprofessional. For example, you use some made-up scale where you determine your skill is 4 out of 5 points or 8 out of 10. Bullshit. Who determined that your skill is exactly 8 out of 10 and not 2 or 6? That is such an assessment of your competences and skills is nothing more than a story you made up yourself, not reflecting your real level. By the way, if you want to make a professional engineer's resume, use only working templates, then go to the Engineer-Millionaire platform, link under this video.
Sending hundreds of resumes but not getting any response? Engineer-Now is a platform for creating resumes for engineers of all professions. The most crucial aspect of a technical specialist's resume is their professional skills. On the Engineer-Now platform, technical skills and competencies for almost all engineering professions have been manually selected, and you can add them to your resume with just one click. In today's world, most companies use AI algorithms to screen resumes, so even the format of your resume matters during the selection process. Engineer-Now uses formats tested over the years on hundreds of engineers. Use what truly works.
The third mistake is photos and different pictures. We are talking about an engineer's resume, not an actor or model. Appearance here doesn't matter, and even the opposite can spoil everything right away. If you don't want to subject your appearance to a subjective assessment by a recruiter, you have the right not to add a photo to the resume. For example, when I worked as a manager, I conducted hundreds of interviews, reviewing thousands of resumes, and I can honestly say that there were cases that I rejected candidates just by their photo. I'm not an expert in reading people by face, but I have read and studied a lot about it. Physiognomy or face reading is the practice of assessing a person's character or personality from their outer appearance, especially the face. I can say with confidence that a lot can be said about a person's character just by their photo. The main task of a resume is to display your value as an employee for the company, no matter how you look at it. A photo in the resume obviously affects the opinion of the candidate for the job. And if someone wants to see what you look like, now it's easier than ever to find a person on social network. By the way, speaking of your social network, check everything carefully for digital dirt. Delete any content and photos that the employer may not like. A LinkedIn account is a good reason to tell more about yourself as a future employee. The same applies to any pictures and logos. Remember the simple rule: the resume should have only text, so that applicant tracking systems can scan it. Actually, the only exception is the QR code. And yes, do not need to write the word resume or CV. I know a few companies that ask candidates to put a photo in the resume, but that is right the exception to the rule. The fourth mistake is to write your gender, age, date of birth, address, marital status, number of children, and especially the desired salary level. In many countries, it's prohibited by law for employers to specify gender, age, nationality, religion, and some other criteria for candidates in job ads. It's considered discrimination, and since employers are prohibited from requesting this, so why should we indicate it? Each of these criteria can negatively affect the selection of your resume. You can find many articles on the internet that will say the opposite, but here I want to emphasize that the format I'm talking about is more oriented towards international companies and working as an expatriate with rotation or moving with the family to another country. In this case, it doesn't even matter to the employer in which country you currently live, your address, or marital status. I also do not indicate the desired salary level. Everything is decided based on the results of the interview. And also, many employers request pay slips from your current job for the last few months and make you a job offer based on that. By the way, subscribe to the channel. In one of the following videos, I will tell you how to get the highest salary. The fifth mistake is using one resume for all countries and all vacancies. We will talk about the correct optimization of the resume for each vacancy in the next video, so hit the bell so you don't miss out. As for the resume format, when applying for vacancies in different countries, it's necessary to consider that the US letter format is used in the USA, Canada, and some other Central and Northern American countries, while the rest of the world uses A4. Both these formats are very similar, but have some differences in size. So if you are sending a resume to companies in Europe, Asia, or maybe Arabic countries, then convert your resume to A4 format. But if it's the USA, then use a letter. That's all. See you in the next video.